Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I want to start with this. Link2 has, my understanding is they have Ripple shares up on the platform. Something I don't even know if I've mentioned. From what I hear, Link2 was kind of positioned in a good spot and positioned themselves well for the downturn, and so they're in a position to do what they're doing now, which is going out and getting Ripple shares and offering better prices to their customers right now. So they say, you know what they say, there's opportunity in them there hills. Well, that's the same thing I'm doing with buying, accumulating these digital assets while things are down. I'm intending to go in and do some more of that on Link2 as well. In fact, I had a conversation this weekend with someone over at Link2 about how, I would be interested in buying something. So I'm focused on that too. I'm just making sure I hold my powder dry and maintain a good liquidity level for myself too. So speaking of, check this. So look at this. I finally went in on Coin Paprika, and I opened a digital asset investor account. This way I could favorite some of these things, and I created my list of digital assets that I'm watching. Now, if you look, the market's been doing quite well. Look what's performed the best over the last 7 days. Quant. Now, I only put Ethereum and Bitcoin in here because I think it's important to watch those two. I do own some Ethereum. I don't have any Bitcoin right now. I may, if the price goes down a lot further than where it is, maybe I'll get some, but not at 22,000. Not happening. And a little reminder, folks. Quant is at $1.03. Bitcoin's at 22,218, and it is proof of work that doesn't work. Quant is actually, if you look at their website, they have people on their board that are in the Rockefeller family office. Okay, they have the supply of Quant is less than the supply of Bitcoin. Man. There's not really much more to say, but anyway, so here's my list, and these are the top performers over the last 7 days. Quant, Ethereum, Algorand. Well, I'm not looking at the top performers as far as what I'm going to be focusing to invest in for myself over the next few days. I flipped it, so you can click this and you can flip it. Who's performed the worst out of the group? So crypto in general has gone up. You can see XRP's up 7 days, 13%. How about them apples? Noticing a lot of green. So I work it from the ones who have performed the worst, okay? You can also on here look at all-time highs. Look at this. So these are, these are the ones that, the all-time high price, all-time high dates, what I'm gonna search by. So look at I don't think that even works. That percentage to all-time high, 209, down here, XRP is 952% from the all-time high. But it's really, if you look at, let's look at the days. This is kind of telling. Actually, those are not working in order. But the two, this is not a coincidence, the two that have gone the longest time, except for IOTA, the two that have gone the longest time since their all-time high are XRP and Stellar. Now, here's something else that's interesting about this, folks. You know how I've talked about Kendra Hill, a lot of these people who have disappeared off social media who seemed to maybe possibly know something? Well, there was 3 digital assets that she talked about more than anything. She disappeared from Steemit. She always said XRP and Stellar were the ones, right? But she also mentioned IOTA. And IOTA just happens to have achieved its all-time high around the same time that Stellar and XRP did. And I find that interesting. Now, there's a lot of interesting things in today's video, folks. But first, before I get going anymore, I want to remind you of something or let you know about something. You all know Michael at VAL5 links. Okay, apparently his Twitter handle got hacked, and he's had to. Now this guy, the reason I'm showing this is because this guy, of all the people, I mean, he'd be in the top 3 of the most consistent, hardworking people in XRP land, XRP community, whatever you want to call it, XRP army. This guy has been more consistent. I mean, a lot of you don't know this. Every single morning I wake up and I look in my messages, and this is one of the guys who's providing news and letting you know what's going on. So if you don't do anything else on crypto Twitter today, I want you to go he's had to change his thing, and I know it makes him sick. I can't even imagine. At Michael 631-406-27, beef this guy's follow. This guy has earned a following, and I don't remember how many he had when he apparently got hacked, but please go give this guy a follow. This guy has worked his butt off. Okay. Check this out. Linda P. Jones had asked a question. According to this article, David Schwartz chose Ripple stock instead of XRP. Why? Chris, Brad, Greg Kidd got XRP. It's not like something is wrong with it. Did he already have so much Bitcoin he wanted stock, not crypto? And he actually comes in and responds to her. He says the jury's still out, but it probably turned out to be a pretty big mistake. A number that was thrown around was 500 million XRP. And of course, XRP is nearly perfectly liquid. Then he goes on, but just to be clear, that wasn't really the choice that I was confronted with. It was more about taking XRP or salary in the early days, and I needed the money then. Once XRP was on exchanges, I could just buy it, so really no reason to get it from Ripple. So that's kind of interesting. Now, in conjunction with this, there's a tweet that I saw going around this weekend that is an older tweet from David Schwartz, but many of you have never seen it, so I wanted to bring it to your attention. I like what Jack the Rippler says. He says, it can't be dirt cheap, $10,000 plus XRP. He's referencing this tweet from David Schwartz back in 2017, talking about XRP. It can't be dirt cheap. That doesn't make any sense. If XRP costs $1, they'd need 1 million XRP, which would cost $1 million. If XRP cost $1 million, they'd need 1 XRP, which would again cost $1 million. Except that higher prices make payments cheaper. Right now, you can buy $1 million house with Bitcoins. When Bitcoins were $300, it would move the market too much and be too expensive to be practical. So higher prices make payments cheaper. That's good to know because that's what we want, right? Okay, so now to the Taco Stand wallet. The Taco Stand wallet, which was Jed McCaleb's wallet, is officially empty. So this is from Leonidas. He's been following this for a long time. Taco Stand is officially empty since yesterday afternoon. All XRP has been sold, and that is left. It's what's left is 71 million USD in the selling account. Jed, and so he's talking about this, and then this was from Leonidas too. Now that Jed's finally sold the last of his XRP, it has been estimated that he has earned a total of $3.09 billion, 708 Bitcoin since 2014. Most of his sales occurred after the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. 2.56 billion has cashed out after the 22nd of December 2020. Okay, we all know that this all doesn't make any sense, folks. Well, ProCoinNews.com, who is the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club, they posted an article about Jed McCaleb. Now this thing right here will blow your mind. You need to go and read every word of this article, okay? Because it will blow minds if you're really reading it and paying attention to what is being said here. There's one particular part that blew my mind more than any other part, and I'm going to go down to it. He goes through Jed McCaleb and da-da-da-da-da, and he goes through, and one of the things, he's basically talking about what we've talked about, which is this guy, he's at Mt. Gox, and he gets off scot-free. Nobody goes after him. Then he skips town, goes and forms Ripple, then Stellar. Now Ripple gets sued. Nobody sues Jed McCaleb. They don't sue Jed McCaleb. They sue Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse. but Jed McCaleb's left alone, and he's allowed to continue selling the stuff while all this is going on. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. Well, what also, and I've brought it up on my channel before, what also has not made sense is all they've ever said is Mt. Gox is in Japan. Well, I don't think Jed McCaleb ever was in Japan, and so that, you go to Google, you type in Mt. Gox, Japan. I've shown you this before, I think. Well, so many things about this guy don't make sense, including who's he selling that XRP to? So, in this write-up, they come to the same conclusion I've come to, which is that he wasn't in Japan. He was in Costa Rica. All right, so, and this, they've got it documented in here, okay? So if he was in Costa Rica, as you go down, this is the part that caught my attention. He says, most people haven't, but this is where the puzzle pieces will start to connect. Puzzle pieces, that sounds like thumbnail material. Puzzle pieces. All right. And he says, he also says in here that Jed McCaleb, he asks if he's a made man. I thought that was an interesting term. Puzzle pieces start to connect, and your mind may start to get blown a bit. And he brings up this, which is called Liberty Reserve, that was run out of Costa Rica. And he also shows in here that Mt. Gox was doing business with Liberty Reserve. But let me show you where your mind gets blown in this article, is as you get down to here. From 2002 to 2006, United States businessmen Arthur Budvosky and Vladimir Katz ran a digital currency exchange service known as Gold Age. And so these are the guys that were in Costa Rica running this Liberty Reserve that was doing business with Mt. Gox. And they prove in this article that Jed McCaleb was in Costa Rica. So you got this Liberty Reserve thing, and you got Mt. Gox, and you got Jed McCaleb, and you got these two people. And when I saw these two names, and by the way, there was no pictures of these people. They were supposedly raided by the FBI and arrested. Arthur Budvosky and Vladimir Katz. The second I saw that, the first thing that popped in my head was Arthur Brito and Joel Katz. That was the first thing I thought when I saw it, which is why my mind was blown. Anyway, I'll let you go read that article for yourself and decide for yourself, but I was like, whoa. I mean, what in the world am I reading? ProCoinNews.com also has just introduced their first annual ProCoin News Awards, and my understanding is that this is an actual award they're going to give out to the winners, and they've got a poll. If you go to their website, or you go click on this in their feed at ProCoin News, you can actually go in there and vote. They have all kinds of different categories. Pretty cool. Now, this weekend, Rosalind Layton did another one of her awesome Forbes articles. SEC slapdown is a wake-up call to Congress. Here's an awesome line out of it that John Deaton's law firm put out. It was vindication for the small, and she's talking, this is in reference to the judge's ruling on the Hinman emails and attorney-client privilege. It was vindication for a small band of observers, XRP, community, army, whatever you call it, who long ago saw the SEC lost in a maze of its own making with this case, and now it's clear to everyone. Folks, if you don't think that what Brad Garlinghouse called the Twitter sleuths, if you don't think that the Twitter sleuths have changed the entire legal industry, think again. This stuff, decentralized justice, where you're showing their own words and putting timelines together, and you have hundreds of interested people all across the world doing it just because they have a passion for something, that will be taught in law schools. There will be movies done on this. Make no mistake about that. Now, against all that backdrop, Susan Friedman, she's the head of public policy, Ripple, hope and expect to see tough questions at Tuesday's SEC oversight hearing on regulation of crypto through enforcement. Tom Emmer and then Representative Josh Gottheimer have been particularly focused on making sure the SEC stays accountable. And this is the hearing tomorrow. Oversight of the SEC's division. They call it oversight, but they haven't done a whole lot of it yet. I'm waiting. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., the digital asset investor will be watching. Now, after I soaked in all of this stuff, now we know, here, let's go over what we know. We know that Bill Hinman, in his deposition in court, okay, this is in his deposition, he said that that speech was just his personal opinion. And the SEC went right along with him in the early part of this case. We also know that they later tried to argue that no, it was SEC guidance. This is why they've been hiding all of those emails, because they know that the emails show very clearly that it was intended to be guidance. And that once those emails are shown, which I don't think they'll ever be shown to protect him and all these other people, but we know that they lied. We know it. It's a fact. It's the fact jack, and they know it. So there's all kinds of repercussions that should happen if we had a just country. Now, I don't know if we live in a country anymore where justice applies to everyone, not to these guys, just to you and me. So I said, I'm no attorney, but is the judge in the SEC versus Ripple case going in a disbarment direction for some of these SEC attorneys? The reason I thought that is because she goes out of her way to a point that she thinks there is their desired goal, SEC adopting litigation to further its desired goal, and not out of faithful allegiance to the law. Well, this is from Cornell Law School. I looked it up. How do you get disbarred? Well, under the American Bar Association model of rules and professional conducts and imposing sanctions after finding your lawyer misconduct, the court or board shall consider the following factors. 1, whether the lawyer has violated a duty to a client, to the public, to the legal system, or to the profession. Well, if anybody has violated a duty to the public or to the legal system, it is Gary Gensler, Bill Hinman, Jay Clayton, and a whole list of these lawyers who have gone in and argued all of this and argued that it was a personal opinion in the beginning, and now that it was actually SEC guidance. They lied for a year. Disbarment should be the least of their worries. Now, this is awesome right here, because you know what? I'm going to show this in the next video because I've already gone over my time here. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that in the next video you will hear Charles Hoskinson shouting some truth. I mean, this guy is on